Seun Kuti and impunity of stardom. I watched with shock, disbelief, bewilderment, amazement, and chagrin. A viral video where Afrobeat's rising star, who should otherwise be the product of a rich heritage of revolutionary struggles, patriotism, and selflessness, descended on a cultured policeman, assaulting him, provoking him, and in that process also humiliating him and the agency that he represents. The barbarism of Seun Kuti's unprovoked attacks on that policeman is totally condemnable, undeserving, egregious, and a blatant violation of one of the most noble institutions of democracy. We cannot find any justification for that cruel and degrading treatment. Legally speaking, it constitutes grave assault on and a gross violation of Section 34 of the 1999 Constitution, which states clearly that every individual is entitled to respect for the dignity of his person and subject to torture or inhuman and degrading treatment. Culturally, I don't know anywhere in Yoruba land where the junior corrects and operates the elder to the shameful extent that Seun Kuti arrogated and corrected the policeman unlawfully. This is a shameful extent that Seun Kuti has gone to, in which he showed power of rebuke, of correction, and of censoring a law enforcement officer on lawful duty. It is simply unacceptable. Where did Seun get the training that he is the one better placed to correct an elder? Is it tapping from any other source different from the one that our revered and polished Fela did? Is he not a student of history to know that his father Fela was one of the most successful activists of all time, correcting the ills of society, holding governments accountable, and advocating for democracy and good governance through his music? Did Seun ever hear Femi Kuti or Yeni Kuti ever desecrating the institutions of democracy? Or is it Nike or Lande, all whom have kept the good name and reputation of the family? Is it the way Seun wants to avenge the brutal murder and assassination of Madam Funmilayo Kuti, whose blood flows in government house to date? How many of the non-soldiers would Seun be able to slap and beat up in this dastardly manner? The Seun Kuti family has a place in the rich history of Nigeria through the indelible contributions of their matriarch, Madam Funmilayo Kuti, the selfless sacrifices of Professor Olekoye Kuti, the tireless struggles of Dr. Bekolawolari Kuti, and therefore, of course, Fela Anikulapo Kuti, who is fondly called Abamieda himself. They represented the best of nobility, excellence, patriotism, and industry, which is why Nigerians hold them so dearly in their hearts. There is no place in that family for this malady. From all accounts, Seun is well-read, having passed through the prestigious University of Lagos. He is also well-traveled as an international artist who has performed in several countries of the world. He is deemed to be well-organized and should know the value placed upon institutions, and a person himself being the leader of the famed Egypt 80 band. So he cannot claim not to know about civility and respect for the rule of law and due process. Before now, Seun had portrayed himself as an activist, an advocate of good governance, and a model for the young generation. What message then is he preaching to the same people and system that he has criticized so often? What was the basis of the NSAS struggle for the eradication of all forms of human rights abuses by the police and other law enforcement agencies? Seun should be in the same age bracket with Mark Zuckerberg, who is influencing the entire world positively. Without doubt, no form of gangsterism should be perpetuated or perpetrated or tolerated under the guise of youthful exuberance, or else society will collapse and become unsafe for all lawful and peaceful brothers who have no other spirit to depend upon, like Seun, who has been busy promoting the uncensored consumption of weed and the likes. Seun really disrespected the officer. He disrespected his family. He disrespected the legacy laid by his father. The other day, it was Burna Boy who stormed a nightclub in Lagos, and after his acts physically assaulted a policeman. Then again, it was only the turn of one Portable who also assaulted a policeman. Should it be that way around, or for any policeman to dare beat up or assault a celebrity, then the heavens would have fallen? This unfortunate event brings into focus the value and virtue of stardom, which dictates humility, gentleness, moderation, and respect for people and institutions. No positive lesson can be passed from the assault of Seun against the policeman, and no defense can be offered to diminish the seriousness of the offense thus committed. And this is why the decision of the police to investigate this incident is laudable and encouraging. If found culpable, Seun should not walk away with this barbaric act. But beyond Seun, Burna Boy, and Portable, this event has also brought into limelight the need for the improvement of the welfare and working conditions of police officers nationwide to avoid this ugly situation whereby they become vulnerable victims of servitude, abuse, and debasement. We have heard of stories of police officers who were treated as mates by the VIPs to whom they were touched. The recent one being that of the policewoman in London who was beaten and battered for allegedly refusing to run many errands for her mistress. Situations in which police officers have to beg, crawl, and scout for money to pay the school fees of their children, money to take care of their health, or even to buy uniform and basic implements of their trade are totally unacceptable. The rise to stardom should not and cannot be the justification for unbridled acts. Sincerely, you being a celebrity does not mean you should misbehave. You being a celebrity does not mean you should misuse power. Life of celebrities are complicated, and I believe other celebrities also can pick a cue from Seun, and those that aggressive will start cautioning themselves. And I pray that God will see Seun through, and also the celebrities